A legacy of stars. Unveiling the Muslim minds that shaped our world. Imagine a world without algebra, advanced surgery, or chemistry. So many revolutionary contributions came from the Muslim world. Today, we'll uncover 16 Muslim scientists whose discoveries define our world. Let's start our journey with Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna in the West. Born in what is now Uzbekistan, he wasn't just a brilliant mind, he was a child prodigy. By 18, Ibn Sina was already a renowned physician, and his medical knowledge was sought after by rulers and scholars alike. His masterpiece, The Canon of Medicine, wasn't just another book, it was a revolution. Medical students across Europe were learning from this book for over 500 years. From diagnosing diseases to pioneering surgical techniques, Ibn Sina's insights laid the groundwork for modern medicine. Our next stop takes us to Tunisia, the birthplace of Ibn Khaldun, a towering figure in social sciences. His Muqaddimah was a deep dive into civilizations. He analyzed the rise and fall of empires and the impact of economic factors. He introduced asabiyya, social cohesion. His work still inspires scholars today. Fasten your seatbelts as we blast off to 13th century Persia to meet Naser Alusi, a man who quite literally reshaped our understanding of the cosmos. Imagine a world without trigonometry. No accurate maps, no space exploration, no understanding of the intricate dance of celestial objects. He took the rudimentary trigonometric concepts known at the time and transformed them into a powerful, independent branch of mathematics. He built the most advanced observatory of his time, the Mirage Observatory, where he made precise astronomical observations and refined our understanding of planetary motion. Talk about a cosmic legacy. Chapter 4. Ibn Hazm, the spherical Earth trailblazer. Next, we journey to Al-Andalus, or Islamic Spain, to meet Ibn Hazm, a scholar who dared to challenge the very shape of the world as it was understood in his time. Imagine living in an era where most people believed the Earth was flat. Ibn Hazm meticulously studied astronomical observations and reasoned his way to this groundbreaking conclusion. He argued that the Earth's shadow during a lunar eclipse is always round, a phenomenon that only makes sense if the Earth itself is spherical. Chapter 5. Alquar Ismi, the algorithm architect. Get ready to decode the language of modern technology as we travel back to 9th century Baghdad to meet the father of algebra himself, Alquar Ismi. Alquar Ismi literally gave us the language of modern mathematics, algebra. His revolutionary book introduced the systematic algebraic solution of linear and quadratic equations. The very algorithms that power our digital world owe their name to this 9th century scholar. Chapter 6. Iben AlHaam, Unlocking the Secrets of Sight. Our next destination is 11th century Egypt, where we'll meet Iben AlHaam, a pioneer in light and vision. Imagine a world without eyeglasses, cameras, or even a basic understanding of how we see. For centuries, people believed our eyes emitted rays of light. Iben AlHaam proved we see because light enters our eyes. His book of optics revolutionized vision and laid the groundwork for eyeglasses, telescopes, and cameras. Hold on tight as we travel back to 9th century Al-Andalus to meet Abbas ibn Firnas, a man who dreamed of flight centuries before the Wright brothers. Captivated by birds soaring through the air, he thought, "I want to do that." Driven by this dream, he studied bird flight, designed wings with silk and feathers, and launched from a tower in Cordoba, Spain. Though his flight ended with a rough landing, it marked the first documented attempt at controlled flight. Our journey now takes us to 11th century Persia to meet AlBeroni, a polymath whose curiosity knew no bounds. Imagine being able to calculate the Earth's circumference using just a stick, a shadow, and your brilliant mind. That's exactly what AlBeroni did, centuries before modern tools made such measurements commonplace. By measuring the angle of the sun at noon from two different locations and knowing the distance between those locations, AlBeroni was able to calculate the Earth's circumference with astonishing accuracy. His work on geodesy, the science of measuring the earth, was centuries ahead of its time. Our next stop takes us to 9th century Persia, where we meet Al-Razi, known as Rhazes in the West, a physician whose compassion knew no bounds. Imagine being a doctor when diseases were often attributed to supernatural causes. Al-Razi meticulously recorded his observations, differentiated between smallpox and measles, and emphasized hygiene and a healthy diet. He treated everyone with respect. His medical encyclopedia became a cornerstone of knowledge. Chapter 10. Ibn Rushd, Champion of Reason and Medicine. Join us as we travel to 12th century Al-Andalus to meet Ibn Rushd, known as Averroes in the West, a polymath who championed reason and made significant contributions to both philosophy and medicine. Imagine living in a time when religious dogma often overshadowed scientific inquiry. Ibn Rushd believed in the power of reason and observation to unlock the mysteries of the natural world. He made groundbreaking observations in medicine, identifying the function of the retina in the eye and describing conditions like Parkinson's disease centuries before they were formally recognized in the West. Chapter 11. Ibn Nafus, the heart's hidden pathways revealed. Our journey now takes us to 13th century Egypt to meet Ibn Nafus, a physician who dared to challenge the long-held beliefs of medical authorities. Ibn Nafus meticulously studied the human body and made a groundbreaking discovery: pulmonary circulation. He proved that blood travels from the right side of the heart to the lungs, where it's oxygenated before returning to the left side of the heart to be pumped to the rest of the body. His work revolutionized our understanding of the cardiovascular system and paved the way for modern cardiology. Chapter 12. Jabir ibn Hayan, the alchemist who birthed chemistry. Get ready to delve into the world of alchemy and the birth of modern chemistry as we travel back to 8th century Persia to meet Jabir ibn Hayan, known as Geber in the West. Jabir, while intrigued by alchemical pursuits, was also a meticulous experimenter who laid the groundwork for modern chemistry. He developed and refined essential laboratory techniques like distillation, crystallization, and sublimation, processes still used by chemists today. His emphasis on experimentation and careful observation transformed alchemy from a mystical practice into a true science. Chapter 13. AlZeroi, the father of modern surgery. Our next destination is 10th century Al-Andalus, where we'll meet AlZeroi, a surgeon whose innovations transformed the medical field. AlZeroi developed over 200 surgical instruments, many of which, like scalpels, forceps, and surgical needles, are still used today in modified forms. He pioneered techniques for treating wounds, setting bones, and even performing delicate procedures like removing cataracts from the eye. His medical encyclopedia, Al-Tasrif, became a standard text in Europe for centuries, influencing generations of surgeons and laying the groundwork for modern surgical practices. Join us as we embark on a journey of exploration with Al-Idrisi, a 12th century geographer from Al-Andalus who created one of the most accurate maps the world had ever seen. Al-Idrisi sought to create a map grounded in real observations and data. He traveled extensively, interviewed merchants and explorers, and compiled a vast amount of geographical information. The result of his meticulous work was the Tabula Rogeriana, a world map that was far more accurate than any other map produced up to that point. It depicted coastlines, mountain ranges, rivers, and cities with remarkable precision, becoming an invaluable tool for explorers and scholars for centuries to come. Our journey takes us to 10th century Baghdad, where we meet Al-Farabi, the second teacher after Aristotle. He mastered philosophy, logic, political science, mathematics, and music. Al-Farabi's brilliance shone in each discipline. He wrote commentaries on Aristotle, making them accessible to the Arab world. Al-Farabi's legacy reminds us that knowledge knows no bounds. Our final destination takes us to 10th century Persia to meet Ibn al-Majusi, a physician who recognized the profound connection between the mind and body centuries before modern medicine embraced a holistic approach to health. Iban al-Majusi understood that our physical and mental states are inextricably linked. He explored the ways in which emotional distress could manifest as physical symptoms and vice versa. He advocated for a compassionate and holistic approach to healing, emphasizing the importance of treating the whole person, not just the disease. His work laid the groundwork for the development of psychosomatic medicine, a field that continues to gain prominence as we recognize the intricate interplay between our minds and bodies. These brilliant minds didn't just contribute to science, they embodied a way of life where faith and reason worked hand in hand. Their work reminds us of the importance of preserving knowledge, asking questions, and exploring the unknown. They lived in an era where libraries were the lifeblood of civilization, and where education was a communal endeavor, not a luxury. Many faced opposition for their ideas, yet they persevered, leaving behind a legacy that shaped the world. Their brilliance reminds us of the power of knowledge, the importance of curiosity, and the unyielding human drive to understand the universe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Assalamu alaikum.